A YouTuber self-funded a passion project of his and released it in theaters, and the weekend it released, it made $17.8 million against a $3 million budget. Is this the future of the movie business or entertainment in general? What's up, my rock and rollers? Today I'm going to be reviewing the recently released Iron Lung, which was a movie made by the YouTuber Markiplier. I know I'm a bit late to the party because I didn't see it until a couple days ago, but hey, better late than never. I'm going to be honest, I have never watched a single Markiplier video, but I knew who he was beforehand. I knew he was a famous YouTuber from way back when, back in the day, and that's about it. When I first saw the trailer for this a few months ago, I thought, oh wow, cool, another YouTuber releasing a movie, good for him. I had no interest in seeing it, but then I started to learn more and more about the project. I learned that Markiplier self-funded the whole $3 million budget himself and didn't have any investors. I thought, wow, that's ballsy. I learned that Iron Lung is actually based on a video game that Markiplier really loves and wanted to adapt it himself. He wanted to make sure he paid homage to the original game while also putting his style on it. And was even in touch with the original game's creator and sent him notes and basically conversed with him every single day to make sure he was okay with what Markiplier was doing. Wow, someone who actually cares about the source material so much so that he contacted the original creator to get his blessing on the whole movie. That's something Hollywood needs to learn how to do. The biggest reason that made me go see it is when reviews started coming out and people's reaction to the movie itself. Some were saying that it was low budget trash, others were saying it was okay. What got me was that modern Hollywood writers seem to hate the movie. Which makes sense because they don't want an outsider coming in and taking their screens and theaters away. I got some advice for you. Make good shit and then people will come. Case in point with Iron Lung. After it came out for the opening weekend, they literally took it off the box office charts. It was on the top 5, I believe it was number 2 when it came out, and then a day or two later, Iron Lung was nowhere to be found. It went right from 1 to 3, with Iron Lung being nowhere in sight. They got so butthurt a movie that wasn't made by them did so well and people loved it, they decided to try to hide it so no more new people could see it. What in the ever-living fuck, people? I knew Hollywood was egotistical, but god damn, that's a whole nother level. With all that happening and how I kept seeing comments from fans of Markiplier saying that the movie actually had a cosmic horror Lovecraftian feel to it, and I said, okay, I gotta see this. And I did, and I gotta say, I really liked it. Sure, it's not perfect by any means, no movie is, but for a low-budget movie made by a YouTuber who's never made a movie before, who also wrote, directed, and starred in the movie, it was pretty damn good. The plot is pretty simple, really. This comes from Wikipedia. The plot follows a convict named Simon, Markiplier, who was forced to pilot a submarine through a desolate moon's ocean of blood after an event known as the Quiet Rapture causes most humans and all stars to disappear without warning. Like I mentioned earlier, there is also a Lovecraftian type horror element involved in this movie as well, but I won't go into depth here because that would go into spoilers and I don't want to do it. But let's just say, if you're a fan of cosmic horror, let's just say this, if you're a fan of cosmic horror or Lovecraft, then you'll get a huge kick out of Iron Lung. As for performances, well, there's really only one, and that's Markiplier as Simon. There are others in here as well, mainly just voices, and they all do a great job, with their limited roles, just, speaking and using words. As for Markiplier, I could be wrong on this fact, but I think this is his first time acting, at least in a movie sense, and I gotta say, he did a really good job. If you didn't know he was a YouTuber who was in a movie for the first time and had never seen him before, you would think it's just another actor. He did a really good job conveying a wide range of emotions from confusion, hate, despair, anger, curiosity. For a one-man show, he gives you everything you came here to see, which is not an easy task for a first-time actor. One thing I liked is that the whole movie takes place in one location, that being a submarine. There's only a few shots we see that are outside the sub, mainly it's just inside. I gotta give huge props to Markiplier for this. It's extremely difficult to have a movie be set in one location and spend the entire runtime in that one location, let alone a small and claustrophobic space like a submarine. There's so many unique and awesome camera angles they use that are shown throughout the film, angles that a normal Hollywood film director wouldn't think of. Huge props for Markiplier for that. You can tell he looked at the submarine and thought, I'm gonna find every nook and cranny to place a camera in this thing and see how it goes. You love to see this level of passion and creativity. The score is also fantastic. It has like this dark, brooding, intense feel to it, and in some scenes it just builds and builds. It's so good. The score is fantastic. Really, the whole sound design in this film is fantastic as well. There are some complaints I have. Well, one big one and another like tiny nitpick. The major complaint I have is that I felt it's a tad bit too long. It's 2 hours and 7 minutes, and I feel if it was closer to 90 minutes, an hour and a half, maybe an hour 40 tops, it would have been better. There's a few scenes that seem to drag on, and I found myself thinking, okay, you can cut a little of this out. The other nitpick I have is something I had when I first walked out of the theater, but I've since come around and actually decided it's not a big deal. That being, I feel like they could have done a bit more explanation as to what happened, to like the world to set this plot up. The film just starts with the submarine going in and boom, you're thrust into this world. I found this a bit jarring at first, but I've since thought it's not a big deal and I actually kind of like it. I like the fact that Markiplier didn't explain everything. He didn't dumb things down for the audience, he didn't hold the audience's hands, he didn't break down every little single thing and explain what that thing is, where it came from. He treated the audience like actual mature adults and let them figure it out for themselves. For that, I gotta give huge respects to Markiplier. That's basically it, guys. There's not really much to talk about because of how simple the movie is, and I don't want to go into spoilers, but bottom line is, if you haven't seen Iron Lung, go see it. We need more movies like this. We need more movies that actually have love and passion behind them. We used to get them a lot, and nowadays we get none of that, from Hollywood anyway. As of this video's recording, the box office for Iron Lung is currently sitting at 36 million worldwide and should hit 40 million this upcoming Valentine's Day weekend. That's absolutely fucking incredible for a movie with just a $3 million budget and virtually no marketing behind it. Since Markiplier self-financed the film, that means all the profit after the theaters get their cut and everything else that's left over is going directly to Markiplier himself, and he deserves all of it. He created a movie with such creativity and passion that it's making more and more people go see it through word of mouth alone. That's what I'm going to leave this on. Passion. You can see it in every aspect of this movie. The writing, the cinematography, directing, acting, everything. All you see is passion on the screen, and that is what modern Hollywood is missing. If you haven't already, please like and subscribe and go see Iron Lung to support Markiplier and future independent movies. If you have seen it, comment below and let me know what your guys' thoughts on the movie was.